There we go. Hey, hello, everybody. It's Keith coming to you not from Birmingham today, but coming to you from this guy's hometown, Gadsden, Alabama. Gadsden, Gadsden, Alabama. This is Rick Singleton. Rick is one of our newest advisors in our crowd right here in Alabama. He now is our official real EXP commercial advisor in the northeast quadrant of Alabama. We have never had anybody in this part of the state. He's here. This is great. And I've been a client of his for years because he was my website designer and all that stuff for what I do. So Rick popped in on one of these calls, I think last fall, maybe, I don't know. But if you want, go ahead and introduce yourself to the rest of the world.
Hey, everybody, I'm Rick. I think you did it.
Okay, good.
I think we're good.
All right. And what I always do every week on these Zooms is if I see a new face, I give them a heads up ahead of time and they get to introduce themselves. And we have Mr. Nolan Scott sitting over here with a beautiful microphone, as you can see. So Nolan, introduce yourself to everybody. What's your connection to EXP Commercial?
Hey, Keith, thanks so much. Eric Clark invited me out here today. Had an opportunity to pick up our first commercial listing this year. I'm from the realty side. I have an office here in Atlanta, Georgia. Also have an office in Chattanooga. Had the opportunity to pick up the first commercial listing this year and met Eric, and he's been transitioning me over. And I think we're going to try to focus more and more on commercial real estate here in Atlanta. So thanks for having me, Keith.
Welcome aboard, guys. All right. So you know what I'm going to do? It's been 5 weeks or 6 weeks since we've done this, and it seems like it's been a lifetime. There's only 10 of us here that I could see. Real quick, starting with Rick, let's just go around the horn. Just introduce yourself, where you are, and whatever. Why are you at EXP Commercial? So let's start with Chris Kaus. Go, man, go.
Got it. Thanks, Keith. And good to be back. I'm Chris. I'm in the Kansas City area. Work with Earl Kemper. Many of you, I think, know Earl.
Oh, yes.
And we are fully a part of EXP, but we are also business coaches and business brokers, and we've got a couple namesakes. Premier Advisory Group is kind of our umbrella company. You may know us as Empowered Business Brokers. Those are the two primary services we provide. There are many others, but 40 years of experience and history in business coaching and business.
Okay, that's enough. We're done.
That's it.
We got to keep it short, guys.
See ya.
Barry Hicks.
All right. I think I can be heard. Barry Hicks, Birmingham, Alabama.
You can.
And been with EXP a couple of years.
All right. Thanks, Barry. Rich.
Rich Enderlin, Pasadena, California. I've been with EXP since 2020, and you all know me as the multifamily guy.
All right. Eric.
Eric Clark, Atlanta, Georgia, CCIM also. Met Keith upon being pinned, and I'm a site selection dirt guy.
He's a dirt guy. All right. Max.
Max Hamidi, Memphis, Tennessee, also a CCIM, and do a lot of retail, in particular gas station and convenience stores.
All right. Hey, remind me, Max, I got to send you an email I got today. There's 4 convenience stores available in central Alabama. The Blair.
Good afternoon. Blair Gilbert, Philadelphia MSA, industrial specialist with SIOR.
All right. And Tommy, you're not last.
Yep, Tommy Bracci. I'm based in Dallas, Texas. My niche is mineral rights and 1031 exchanges.
All right. And here's a new face again, Miss Karina. Welcome.
Hi, everyone. My name is Karina, Philadelphia area, and not a specialist in anything yet. Hoping to become one.
All right. And Karina, since you have to associate with Blair, feel free to reach out to any of us, offline to, learn how to deal with that guy. Okay.
I really appreciate it.
Okay.
I need all the help I can get,
I understand. So listen, being in Gadsden, Alabama, Northeast Alabama, it's amazing. So Rick and I are spending all day and we're meeting different municipality people, economic development people. We are in a interesting complex right now. This was a Kmart, guys. And this could be something we could talk about afterwards, but this was a Kmart, and the city owns it, right? The
Yes.
city bought it.
Correct.
And there are several things inside this Kmart. The Industrial Development Authority, that's an entity through Alabama state law. I don't know if other states have that, because they also have Commercial Development Authority as well. But the Industrial Development Authority offices are here, and they have 18 people on their board for this county that Gadsden's in. They have. I asked, what's his sign? It says federal offices. The U.S. Congress people of Alabama have offices in this building in Gadsden, Alabama, of all places. It's pretty crazy. Population is 36,000. We are in what they call their co-working space. The property is called Venue 2, and it's also part of. They're sitting on the river, the major river here in Alabama, on this side of it. And it's the beginning of like a major development, living development, work, play, live, whatever, that kind of thing. Entertainment. That Buffalo Wild Wings is out there on one of the parcels. They got some more out parcels. They got a big parking lot because it was a Kmart, but this is all on the river of all places. This is fantastic. But I just want to let you know that where they're letting us utilize their offices here today. I'm in one of their big, huge meeting rooms of their co-working space. That's, you can see both ends of it there. And they got little booths out there in the hallway. They charge $99 a month to people who want to utilize all this stuff. So I thought that was very reasonable indeed. Welcome, Dorothy. So, sorry about that. I'm not used to playing with my laptop roaming around the country, So let me get that right there. There we go. Don't leave Rick out of the picture. So I welcome all of you today, and thanks for coming. I apologize for the many emails that popped out. Who knows why? But anyway, so there's so much has happened in the last 5 weeks. The reason I took a pause is because some of us, like Max and Blair and Eric and I and I don't know, Chris has been out there, but there's all these meetings. You got CCI meetings, SIO meetings. You got the IBBA. We had the ICSC, which is the big, huge show out in Vegas. And it's like, I'm not going to, I was going everywhere for 5 weeks, and now I'm kind of just roaming around Alabama now with people like Rick. So it's just pretty cool to rest. And we're back. I was planning to have some kind of a speaker here today, but that's not going to work out. I'm okay because I'm in a different town right now. I'm having a blast. So I'm just going to ask any of you today if there's anything wait, I got to say something. Rich, I don't know why he's not here yet. David's on board, man, full-fledged. He is. So I don't know if he's reached out to you yet, but he's got a database of like 8,000 people,
Yeah, he has. He also has a really cool calculator that he built that he sent over to me. And in fact, I'm going to go over with Louis, my junior broker, because it's really cool. It gives you a very quick and dirty calculation on a property that it's helpful. I think it's especially helpful if you're fairly new to the business to see how these calculations are done. So, David's always been a technical guy. He's always been a guru in that regard. So I think he's a great asset, Keith. I'm thrilled that he's on board. And I told him, look, when you get settled in, let me know and let's collaborate because I know he's working on more of a national level too. So that's what I'm excited
and
about.
he's strictly multifamily. His name's David Monroe.
Yeah.
And he is an instructor in their CCIM Institute as well. So that's cool. And he's planning to be a mentor with EXP Commercial, strictly multifamily. So, yeah. And I don't know why he's not making our call right now. So anyway, that's okay. It is. So what was I talking about before I said David? I forgot. I don't know. I need to stop talking. I need you guys.
Wanting a speaker.
Oh yeah. So who would like to be a speaker today for 5? Eric, there he is.
Yeah, I have a question. There's some great minds here with some experience, more than me, on the commercial side. So I've got a contract and I want some input on what's taking place. I just found out that they want to assign it to another party. It's scheduled to close the end of the month. 40,000 has gone hard. It's almost a $10 million transaction. The principals who had it under contract just found out that one of their partners had embezzled about 1.5 million. And so they're pumping the brakes, but they're also saying, we still want to see what other opportunities, what other land that you have. So I'm kind of getting a little bit of a mixed signal. Why would you pump the brakes on what's under contract and maybe want to assign it while you're also asking, is there another opportunity elsewhere? I met with them last night at an event, and it seemed like there's still an interest there, but the broker is telling me, the broker that they have representing them, that we may want to reassign. In that, Rich, I know you've got a lot of experience with this. Keith, you do too. Max, you as well. Blair, others may that I don't know. What comes to your mind as you hear that? You know, if I do the reassignment, obviously I want to keep the terms all the same. If they ask for an extension, I think there should be additional earnest money. I'd like some thoughts and some questions just to stimulate some direction for me.
So Eric, quick question for you. Is the verbiage in the purchase agreement, does it say and/or assignee?
Yeah, it can be assigned.
So, but does it specifically state that when the purchase agreement was drafted, did it have in the language and/or assignee next to the buyer's name?
I can get an answer on that pretty quickly. Yeah.
Because that first and foremost, you know, I know you think it is, but you got to check with an attorney. If that language is not in there, it may or may not be assignable. I don't know.
I think the language allows for it to be assigned. I think so.
It would be in the first part of the agreement when you put their names in there. That's what comes up out there.
Yeah, but it doesn't always have to be like that. Like Eric is saying, I've seen it in verbiage inside of PSA before, that comes from a buyer.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there it says that, if whatever happens, then we have the option to seek out assignment or whatever, as opposed to saying Keith Andrews and/or signs,
I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm looking.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
let's assume that it is assignable one way or the other, which is
Yeah.
fine. The issue now becomes is who is it being assigned to, and the lender that's been doing. I assume they're getting a loan on the property. Yes, Eric, they're getting a loan.
No, I don't think they were. I think they were
All
doing
cash deal.
Yeah.
Okay, then actually it's a pretty simple transaction. Then if there's as long as there's no lender involved and and the language is in there, then yeah, they can just assign it to whoever they want. They have got a buyer for it. Otherwise, but you said the money's gone hard, so they're going to default if they don't.
Yeah. So anybody else have any other statements for Eric and dealt with assignments that you might want to give me a heads up on?
Did I hear
But if
the
they were
word
to ask for
embezzle?
if they were to ask for an extension, I would be within I would be within common operating procedures to say, okay, if you want an extension, then I want additional earnest money.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dorothy.
Did I hear the word embezzler in the beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah. Their partners on the front side have just embezzled some money from them. And
Why
so,
are you even talking to them?
say that again.
Why would you even talk to them?
It's just one of the partners.
And he's under contract.
Yeah.
They brought me to an event last night. Their broker was there and they were there. They've been wanting to meet me for a while so we could all maybe do additional deals together. And they shared the information with me.
Eric is representing the seller side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even so.
So
Eric,
go ahead, Max.
what I would suggest, you can say you can assign it at closing. Put that language out there. That way they close on it with you and you close with them, and then they can assign it to somebody else right there on the same table.
To Dorothy's point, though, Eric, is the seller aware of the situation?
Well, I wanted to get as much information. I just got this last night. I was waiting for more feedback today. I need to go to my seller and share with them ASAP what I've heard.
Absolutely. Put it in writing. Send them an email. Make sure you document it in writing. Disclose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And reviewed by an attorney, a smart attorney, not like the dumb
Well,
attorney.
it's the seller has to worry about that, not Eric. All Eric has to do is disclose it. It's up to the seller what he wants.
Right. And I know the seller's attorney quite well. Question, if I say we can assign then at closing, if the broker is trying to get it to me to reassign so that then he can be in charge of it. To me, that seems to be a little, I mean, it's like he's trying to get in front of the next opportunity so he can control it. And if he asks for extension, it sounds like he doesn't really have the buyer. And I don't know that I want to do that. I'd rather just keep the pressure on the buyer, correct? Make
Yeah,
them
no,
assign
whatever
it.
the terms of the contract are.
Say that again, Rich?
Whatever the terms of the contract are, the buyer, he'll be in default. He'll be in breach of contract if he doesn't
Right.
fulfill the contractual term. I'm assuming contingencies have all been removed, yes?
It should have by now.
An assignment, the assignee takes the agreement exactly the way it is, period, end of
Yep.
statement.
There's
It
no
just
assignee
simply
right now.
changes the
There's
name.
no assignee. The,
Yeah.
there's a buyer who is giving Eric this story to give to the seller. It could be all factual. And so Eric is asking, what all should he bring to his seller as far as ideas? And it sounded like he picked up a couple from the buyers last night, but what else is there for the seller to consider? As they have their conversations after the bad news is dropped on them. Yes.
I've got a question for you as far as it relates to Georgia. Are there transfer taxes on real estate?
Contracts or property.
Yes, no?
You're talking about transfer taxes on real property?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there are.
We have that in Pennsylvania, and it became a very sticky issue on assignments because the state, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, says a particular agreement cannot be assigned. When it's written for the ultimate buyer. It's become a huge challenge here. There are ways around it that some of the attorneys have come up with. But just as a sidebar, if you're talking assignments and their transfer taxes, you might want to check with a good real estate attorney and see how that fits into the transfer tax model in Georgia or any other state if the other folks are involved. Again, it's been a nightmare here.
I'm making notes. Thanks, Blair. It is assignable. I thought that it was, but yeah, it's assignable.
We lose Keith?
What?
Again, please.
Did we lose Keith?
I'm sitting right here.
Okay. I recognize that Alabama.
Thank
There's
you.
there's another
Thanks
guy
for the-
sitting next to me.
Aha.
Thanks for the
Oops, I
input.
think I just zoomed out.
Well, we'll be here when you get back. Hey, Eric. Is it all this is you met the buyers last night and the broker, and the buyers are the ones saying that to you, or the broker saying it to you?
It was a conversation that was going around between the four of us. The two buyers,
Okay, yeah.
the
Okay.
buyers were a group, and the broker was there with me. But what the broker said to me was a little different than what the buyers said to me, and so that gave me a little pause. And it sounded almost like the buyers may be happy to assign, but they want to still participate. Where it sounds like the buyer or the broker representing the buyer would like to try to get control of it for his own gain. And I was hearing two different stories. So I put an email out to him this morning. So listen, I'm happy to have this conversation, but I want to keep this moving forward for the closing. And you all need to share with me what that looks like. I need to disclose, as Rich said, I was really looking forward to this conversation today to get some input from you all prior to. So this is the first time I've had this happen.
Well, on the CYA portion of this, that's why you have to disclose. It doesn't matter who said what, just
I
disclose
understand.
it to your seller.
Yeah, no, I understand that aspect, but I just wanted some other thoughts before I
Well, so
discuss.
here's some options. Your seller's got a lot of options, of course. Now, and obviously he's going to consult with his attorney. But clearly what you could do is just enforce the terms, because if they're asking for an extension, it means they probably don't have a buyer. That's what the broker wants. So we can get 30 days so we can go find another buyer for it.
Exactly.
So the fact that money has gone hard and you've got this criminal element involved in it, and I agree with Dorothy. I wouldn't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. I would just say, look, we're going to enforce the terms of the contract. If I'm not going to give you an extension, it expires, the money goes hard. But I tell you what, if there's another buyer that comes to the table, I can honor the deposit at that point in time. Entirely up between the seller and his attorney.
Gotcha. All right.
I
Thanks,
have
Rich.
something new.
What you got, Dorothy?
I was approached by a guy who knows a CPA who is also an engineer and who understands cost segregation deeply for commercial owners. And one of my builder developers referred to him, discovered that he could save $1 million in taxes. So he likes that, and he's very happy. So
Right.
if any of you have a builder developer who could take advantage of that, let me know. I'm Dorothy.Manning@exprealty.com. My phone is 617-433-0807. Or Keith knows how to find me. He can track me down for the FBI. I mean, you couldn't you, Keith?
Yeah, well, I know. Yeah, I know you. Yeah.
Can we have a laugh?
Yes. I'm smiling.
And oh, good. But the picture of you was so small for a little while. That's what happened to you before. Other people were talking, you disappeared. Did you bring chocolates?
Today, no.
Oh, that's why.
So, all right. So, Eric, is there any other question or that you need in this situation from us? If we even gave you anything.
No, I'm
Yeah.
good. I just wanted some input.
Okay, cool. All right. So anybody want to talk about cost segregation, or are we good to go?
I apologize. I thought you were done, Eric.
No, we're talking to everybody. Yeah, this whole purpose is to bring up what you need answers on, or you got ideas or something great and you want the rest of us to know, whatever. That's why we're here every
Okay.
week.
Well, I have a developer who's very happy because he's saving $1 million in taxes.
Yeah. You know,
If you
the
know
beautiful thing
somebody-
is
Huh?
that what I like about, I had property before, and we did cost segregation on it. A couple of the investors benefited from it because they had a lot of other income from other projects. Those of us who didn't have any other income, didn't benefit us at all. You know what I mean? So,
Well,
I mean,
I am,
it's a beautiful thing.
I'm not an accountant and I'm not an engineer. So
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know that if you're curious, I can put you in touch with the right people.
Yep. All right. So if nobody wants to bring anything up right now, I can bring up some stuff.
Okay.
And this pertains to all of us that are part of EXP. We're getting ready to go through another, and Rich knows what I'm talking about. We're getting ready to go through another. What do you call that annually when snakes and bugs and whatever have to shed their old skin and get the new again?
Molt.
We're getting ready to molt again.
Yep.
and evolve into the next theme this month and next with what our the way we communicate with each other, I guess, and how they're shifting things to dashboards and whatever. And what was this EXP Realty Pay thing we got yesterday? You know, anybody got any questions on any of that?
I don't know enough to ask questions yet.
Slack Pro. We're going to get into Slack Pro. You know, I'm thinking, you know, I spent 20 years in telecommunications, and the term we use is intranet. That's the data network of your corporation, how you guys communicate 24 hours a day. In our world, voice video data, 25 years ago, it was just starting to be voice video data in a simple fashion at the end user level. So the workplace was a great tool. What I'm noticing, because I'm a member of a lot of pages, being there in the beginning, like Rich and I, you could join tons of workplace pages and never get ejected or anything. It's like, wow, hey, you guys are commercial. Yeah, come on, join our page, whatever. And a lot of those are saying, well, we're setting up this new page in Facebook. And I'm thinking nobody's talking about Slack Pro. All of operations has been using Slack Pro for at least a month or 2 months. They rolled it out to them earlier this year so that they can have it all together for when we show up this month, right? This month is when it starts. I'm going to tell you, you've got to go to those trainings, because the way you're going to communicate with all of us after this month, it's not how we've been doing it for the last 4.5 years, other than talking to each other on the phone or Zooming, But how do you, I'm going to tell you that probably 90% of my business these last 2 or 3 years has come from eXp Realty, or from some of you, maybe eXp Commercial. And it's from the internet. It's from communicating with each other and knowing each other. That's going to be difficult, guys, in my opinion, but until everybody grasps all this new stuff we have to do. Am I off track here? Anybody agree with me? Anybody want to talk about it?
Yeah, I think we're going faster than we want to, but that's tough because I heard Elon Musk the other day say that in 20 years, we're going to have robots walking around and we're going to be on Mars. I mean, half the workforce is going to be robots like out of space movies. Ugh, I hope I'm dead.
I was in Miami last month and we had robot delivering food on the streets.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
I was sitting there and this little pink thing is cruising down the sidewalk.
I saw the same thing. It was hauling on the sidewalk. It was going fast in my yeah.
It was great. Yep. And Rich, you've got the flying taxi service getting started next year in Los Angeles. They're doing like 8 different cities around the globe right now.
Yeah, they're supposed to have those to ferry people from Dallas and Fort Worth and to DFW Airport soon too.
And we've got driverless. We already have the driverless Uber guys, so which I haven't done yet. I'm not yet. I don't know if I'm comfortable enough with that yet.
Oh, let's get back to eXp real quick about what we got going on.
Yeah, this easy stuff.
let me tell you, don't freak out. Understand nobody else knows it either until we get to play with it. This is how it's always been. So don't freak out, okay?
What's the platform called, Keith?
Slack Pro.
Pro or Grow?
E-R-O. Okay. That was on email yesterday, Eric. Or 2 days ago. It was this week. We got an email everybody did about go to these trainings like next week, the 12th and the 13th.
I think it's going live on the 9th, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and then what?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's happening.
Slack's a really good program.
Yeah.
I've started using it years ago for our company's stuff. It's really solid. Y'all love it. It's not complex. It's great for. It's a lot like texting or WhatsApp. It's just very organized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's added a lot of AI features and calls and things like that too. So I think it'll be a boom.
Okay, everybody hears the term AI. And a lot of people just freak out like, I don't understand. What? No, artificial. Okay. If you want to enjoy AI in the most simplest form, all those emails you write, before you send that email to somebody, add it to whatever AI. I use ChatGPT. Just copy and paste it into ChatGPT and say, hey, write this as a 10th grade level best buddy pal version, and watch what it does for you.
Yeah.
Or somebody sends you, Eric sends you his 70-page county market report that he's writing now, and you stick that into ChatGPT and say, can you make this simple for me? It might come out at 48 pages. And it might change his grammar or whatever. I don't know.
It was only 23 pages for correction.
Oh, I thought you said 70 the other day. You had one. So Okay, no worries. So that 23 could get down to like 19 or 20. You don't know. I mean, but if you're mad at somebody and you want to respond on an email, put it in an AI in Chat GPT and say, make this very professional but strong, and see what it does. And it sounds really good compared to you cussing. It really does.
You mean like cuss in French?
Yeah, you could say, do this in French for me, and it will, and you can copy that and paste it onto an email and send it. And all I'm saying is AI is that simple. Don't worry about all this crazy thing where people say if you don't have AI, you're not going to survive in real estate. Well, that's wrong too, right, Eric? We've heard that, and I've seen that. This is how you survive in real estate. It's called relationships. Go ahead.
I would take this approach to it, encourage everybody. Pretend that it's your assistant and give it orders like you would. Have we all had assistants help us do things? What I do, and I'm in a tech business now, and I continue to do, is you're married. You treat it like an assistant. Like, hey, it'll create outlines for you. If I'm doing some marketing stuff, I can say, give me a top 10 list of taglines. For real estate, there's a lot of deep research you can do as well. And I don't know all the tools yet. I just know how I've used it. But I've actually, in my current business, it's a marketing business. I stopped hiring people and trained my guys to use AI to do things, whether it's video, graphics, or other things. And you can speak to it like an assistant. So if you'll treat it like an assistant and think about what you'd like to offload and go say, I'd like to offload this. And then for what Keith said, if I have a difficult type of a response I need to give somebody by email or text, I'll give it the facts and say, please write this. And I'll have it do that, because oftentimes text and email, we inadvertently are too succinct in what we say, and it comes across real short, and it can come across the wrong way. And I use it to soften my language. I'll tell it soften my language so that I don't inadvertently miscommunicate and start a fire. It's not great. I don't worry about putting out fires, but I worry about starting one by inadvertently having it misread on the other end.
Yeah.
And emails and text are notorious for people look at it and it's just a short one, and then they get upset about something. So there's a lot of great ways like that you can treat it like your assistant, is all I would do.
Anybody want to comment, add to this? What?
Well, one thing I will mention I would recommend is House Whisper. That's something we've started using, and it integrates with Follow Up Boss. And basically, what it does is it creates an AI bot that we talk to through text. So, for example, right now, I'm chatting with it saying, "Hey, put this on my schedule. Hey, add this person to my CRM. Put them on an action plan," and it syncs directly with the CRM. So, if you use Follow Up Boss, which I assume a lot of you commercial guys probably don't, but it also integrates with KV Core, which is EXP's thing, right? So you can do that. And I mean, I would say give it 6 months and it'll be really strong. But as for right now, it's probably worth the investment. For $100 a month, it's worth it.
Barry's putting some in chat box there if you want to make note of that. Go ahead, Barry.
Oh, I was just going to say, this is an AI agent. The folks at Direct developed this, and they've deployed AI agencies into Disney and other large enterprise organizations. And it's just kind of cool. You can program these agents in, for example, like in a healthcare scenario where you have concerns about talking off label. You just train your AI agent. You just feed it the information that you want it to be fed, and it can go pull that data. And I think it could be exciting in real estate as well, especially as a lead generation tool to direct inquiries into agents. So.
Anybody else? All right. We got about, you know what I want to do? Let's end this soon, if nobody else has another topic, because Rick and I got to be somewhere at top of the hour, and that's about 22 minutes from now. Let's talk about announcements, if that's okay. What's happening with EXP Commercial, what we should know. Remember, this is being recorded, so we're talking to at least 190 other people, okay, on the recording that listen to it. and they send this out to the other people as well. So is there anything that anybody wants to bring up that we need to stay on top of monthly or every other week or something like that? Anybody?
I have
Rich?
something that I think might be valuable. All came about by accident, but we meaning EXP, not commercial, just EXP in general. We are a client of a company that is in the co-working environment, which is Regis, Regus. And Regis is part of a larger company, IWG. We can, as brokers, use the facilities that are being leased by EXP for a short meeting or for a little conference room or something of that nature.
Right.
You must fill out an application, get it approved, and go through the process. But it gives all of us the opportunity to have a place that is really an office, particularly on the commercial side. When you're meeting some of the larger clients, you really want to say, come to my office, don't show up at my deck. But at any rate, it's a tool that I can't believe it's been over 2 years and I didn't know anything about until recently.
It's okay, Blair. It's okay.
I don't think anybody else knew it either.
Yes, we did. I've known about it for 4.5 years.
You may have because of your connection.
It's about most of the state offices, several of the state offices, it is a Regis office. So that's one reason why I knew that. Yes.
I got
And a
one
beautiful
comment.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you can't be present on our weekly calls or monthly calls, so on and so forth. And seeing Rich here today, I haven't been able to be on the last two deal flow exchanges, but I have pushed other people to the call. And so I want to say that one to Rich because I haven't been able to be on the last few calls, but sometimes we can't be present, but we can, you know, encourage others. So I'm trying to encourage those that I'm working with within commercial to be here. Praise to Nolan for showing up. But we can't always be present, but we can encourage others so we collectively can benefit from that. And then lastly, I just have to say, Karina, you look more comfortable than anybody else on the call.
Hey,
Oh,
Eric,
well.
thank you for that. And I want to say that one of the things we're working on is getting the website set up so that we can put the call recording there because, you know, we all have different schedules and different times and whatnot. So, and again, that's why I try to keep it to 30 minutes because obviously 30 minutes, you can, you know, put it on anytime you want. And you're going to get the same information as if you were on the call. And so I get it, despite the fact that you were not on the call, Keith was not on the call, Blair was not on the call, Max was on the call, right, Max?
Yep.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, but does he have anything to say? I mean, who knows, right?
And if we need to set up a translator for a presentation, we can do that, Rich.
What do you mean a translator?
Some Spanish, for example.
Oh yeah, in fact, yeah, I was talking to Cesar Cepeda because he's actually going to do the deal exchange in a couple of different countries, Mexico being one of them. And I said to him, I'm happy to help in any way that I can. And I said, let's collaborate and let's join forces because, you know, we've got the international angle with Jim and Renaissance, so there's no reason not to do that. And you never know where you're going to find your buyers from. So I'm all for that expansion. So I
Rich,
hope it's the moves.
And we're not
when are
EXP
these?
specific either. We can bring other opportunities in, correct?
Absolutely. Oh yeah, international opportunities, absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, when is this, Rich? When are we talking about?
Well, the next deal exchange call is, thank you, Keith, is June 17th, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's the first and third Tuesdays of every month. So it'll be June 17th is the next call. And, you know, we still had almost 50 people on the call. So it was.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
It's picking up quick.
Yeah.
And you gotta let Rich know in advance that you have a property you'd love to be presented on that deal exchange.
Yeah, and Blair and I are working on trying to simplify the form to fill out. It is
Right.
cumbersome, and I'm sorry for that. technologically challenged, and we're trying to work with our administrative group to simplify that. But it's posed to be quite a challenge. But nonetheless, if you've got a deal, let me know. I can handle it. I'll take care of it. That's been the one challenge we've had, is that we haven't had that many deals. And I understand, with what's going on in the world. But if you have a deal, please, by all means, let me know. And the more time you give me to, it's just typical brokers wait till the last minute and like, oh, Rich, I have a deal. And then it's like, you can't call me Tuesday morning and say, hey, I got a deal for you. So if you can get that in advance, and we can work with it on that. Thank you.
Anybody else want to announce anything? Go ahead.
I'm running. Ciao. Good to see everybody.
Oh, okay. All right. All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you that in Atlanta, the fourth Thursday of the month, Eric and myself and two other people like to host a pitch fest in person. You can call it a deal flow exchange if you want to, but we call it a pitch fest. And our next one is June 26th. That's the fourth Thursday. It's over in Atlanta. So reach out to Eric or I. Oh, and by the way, I don't know if you all know this, but EXP Barcelona comes up in a couple of weeks. Everybody be over in Barcelona. And you got to come to EXP Con. It's the commercial day before EXP Con starts in Miami Beach. That'll be October 19th, which means you got to get there by October 18th, or at least get there by October 19th at 8 o'clock in the morning. If you want to. You can take a red eye or something, Rich, and show up, But we're doing a full day of commercial at EXPCon prior to the welcome reception that evening to start EXPCon for the rest of the week, for the rest of the world. All right. That is October 18th, and then EXPCon or October 19th. And that night, EXPCon starts through the 22nd, I believe. 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah. Miami Beach. So look that up. They have a website, EXPCon 2025. It's at Miami Beach, whatever. There's a website if you want to join us.
All right. One more thing, I'll shut up. Then I got to go. Wish us luck. Got a big pitch today that I've been working on for months.
Oh yeah.
Looking forward to telling everybody how it goes later, but we'll see. I'll let you know later.
Eric, because Rick has me all busy, I'm going to miss your Zoom tonight.
It's all right. I'm good to do it still, though.
I'm sorry, man.
See you, brother. Ciao.
Okay. Well, I'll say ciao to everybody if nobody else has any announcements. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording.
Alrighty.